I am so loving that as the new beginning, dude. You did such a good job, man.
Thank you.
For those that don't know and haven't seen, or maybe this is the first time you've ever tuned into the show, if this is your first time, hello there. But we just that new intro is brand new, and when Ezra created it, first off, he found the perfect song, copyright free. Um, uh, and when he did the credits, we were gonna have it at the end, but I was like, oh my god, what a great way to like bring on the people and introduce. And I just love that song so much, like. I just feel like it needs to be at the top of the show instead of at the end of the show. So good job.
Thank you.
So those of you who may have seen, some people may have seen, well, hello. Our new producer for Kyber K Presents Saber Rattle is online. What's up, Mr. Kevin? You'll be seeing his segment later on. Zachary, what is up? Thank you for tuning in. So I want to say, for some of you that saw the advertising out there, we had a little bit of a misunderstanding. So we're not going to have Henry on tonight. For those that were looking for Henry Hill, Henry Montezeto Hill the fourth, to be precise, he is going to be on in a few more weeks. We have fantastic next 2 weeks coming up, including, so excited, we have Alan Block just confirmed for 2 weeks from now. So Bay Area people may know who Alan Block is. TSL people definitely know who Alan Block is. He will be on the show coming up. That's all right. We always miss you, Zach. Anytime you can be here, it's good to have you here. So Henry is not going to be on tonight, but we have another fantastic guest, as you may have seen in our opening intros. But I want to bring this up. This is the importance, and I want to say right off the top, this is 100% my fault. This is not anybody else's fault. It is my fault for seeing what I wanted to see instead of what was necessarily there. But this text message, I don't know. There we go. Okay. I want you to see that and understand how punctuation changes everything. Okay, wife has business meeting Friday, so I have to have the kids next week. I'm going to be free to do it if that works for you. So depending on where you put that period, if you put a period behind the word kids, or if you put a period behind the word next week, it completely changes the context of that sentence. So, of course, I put the period where I wanted to see it, which would have been having Sean on this week. Having Henry on this week. So, unfortunately, Henry could not be with us tonight, but we will have him on probably in about 3 or 4 more shows because I have the next couple of shows booked up.
Can't wait.
Yes, that's right. We got Sean. Woohoo! Nice. Sean Patterson, SP Sabers is in the house. SP Sabers is in New Zealand. And in fact, there was a really cool picture circulating online of Hayden Christensen holding one of his sabers. How cool would that be, right?
I have to find that and put that up, right?
Yeah. Go to SP. If you go to SP, SP Sabers, that's Sean Patterson's page. I'm pretty sure I saw it somewhere near the top there. Are we talking about blue versus gold dress conundrum? Yes, that is the big internet debate. And it has never been. Oh, Australia. Sorry, not New Zealand. I knew it was on a different part of the planet. So, yes. So we have Sean coming up. And Sean, I want to let you know, I'm sorry. I got my dates incorrect on that. That's going to be 3 weeks for you, Sean. So we have whatever date it is 3 weeks from now. So I do apologize, Sean. I'm all over the place. We have a terrific brand new segment this week. I am very, very excited about. We have a new host on the show, Mr. You've seen him a lot of times. He's been here always, and there's making comment right now. Mr. Kevin Hogan, aka Sith Cat, has a new segment on the show. I think, what are we calling it for right now? California
Comi-con Adventures.
Comic-Con, yeah, California Adventure is a whole different thing. We will get sued by Disney for that.
Yes.
Comic-Con Adventures. So, yes, we have a brand new segment that will be coming out. Oh, he's got a link right there.
Yep, I'm going to it.
Yeah, we'll get that picture up because that is just such a cool picture. So, yes, we have a brand new segment. We'll be checking that out after the main interview today. While Ezra is trying to get that picture, it'd be a terrible time for us to go into the flow Unless you're ready. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Oh, ooh, look at that.
I'm always ready.
You were killing it as director, man. I just got to say, dude, you make my life so easy. I'm going to cry next week when you're not here. And I hope Justin has agreed to help us out.
Just so everyone knows, next week I am going to a wedding, so I will not be here. We are looking for a second host if our hopeful other person says he can't do it. Just message the Kyber Cave Facebook page and we'll get you on.
We will figure it out, dude.
We'll
We
figure
don't
it
need to
out.
go out and begging in the streets with a cup out, dude.
Please.
All right.
Please.
So yeah. So why don't we do this? Why don't you put on the flow, and then while we're watching the flow, we can you can find that photo.
Okay.
How about
Sounds
that? So
good.
let me introduce the flow. Our amazing producer. We're so lucky to have him on staff. And now with the credits, you get to see what he looks like all the time. Our fantastic, amazing producer, Darth Cephalus, aka Mr. James Kaiser, the Saber Flow OG. He brings us every week a fantastic flow artist. This artist that we have on this week, he's not new to us. We've had Matt on a few times. And if you have been anywhere near Facebook and anywhere near any of the Facebook groups, you've probably seen Matt and his flow before. And I think he's in a contest right now for like dad bod competition or something like that. Hey, you know what, dude? I prefer his dad bod to my dad bod. That's for damn sure.
All right, let's roll this.
Roll that tape.
Silence.
Ow!
That was amazing.
Wow, there was so much going on in that video, dude.
Absolutely. The whole like using the force just to throw the saber and pull it back to him, that was
The Levy Saber. That is absolutely fantastic. You know, okay, here's what I was super impressed with. That is not the first time I have seen someone using lightsaber nunchucks, right? However, it is the first time that I can recall where the person using the lightsaber nunchucks was using it in the correct spot. Like a lot of times people will use the lightsaber nunchucks as regular nunchucks, right? Which means that you would be grabbing where the blade is. But if you
Right.
watch his performance, he was only grabbing the handles.
The
So
inside of it, yeah.
right, all of those spins were done from a different place than if you were holding the end of the. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
The end of the nunchuck. So that was actually, and then he mixed it up. So we had the saber and then he had the saber and then the nunchucks at the same time.
That was amazing. It
So
was
cool.
what he said, going full Force Unleashed.
Oh yeah, dude. That was absolutely amazing. So that is Mr. Matt Torres. You will see more of Matt again on this channel. I am very, very sure. So, hey, we don't have a TikTok this week. Ah, hey! There you go, Sean. So that saber there is a SP Sabers creation. And I don't think it was Sean himself. I want to say when I saw the photo, it was like his buddy went to the convention, and that picture was taken by his buddy, not necessarily Sean himself. But that is a saber created by himself. Spinflex. So if you want to find out how to get your own Spinflex, head over to SP Sabers, or just tune back in here 3 weeks from now and make sure to tune in and have a conversation with the man himself.
Ooh.
So, woohoo! Looks great on film. I know. I'm excited. That's the dream, right? For us as saber breakers to get our saber on film, right?
Absolutely.
Okay, so let's get into our interview. We're only like 2 minutes behind. We're doing good. We're doing better than I usually do. We'll get into our interview, and then we will have that incredible brand new segment by the one and only Mr. Kevin Hogan. So tune in for that. That will be after our main interview. But coming up right now, as I said, Mr. Henry, we had a miscommunication, so he could not make it in tonight for tonight's show. He has more important things that he is doing. But filling in for us last minute, I'm very, very excited. This is his first time on our show, but he's a gentleman that I know from the area. So when you go to the cons, you start to run into a lot of the same people. People are going to different cons. You get to know everybody. So this gentleman, okay, so you put it up on the screen. What was his title? Do you remember his title for the Starfleet?
Oh, it was.
Ezra has all of the controls. We're going a little dark side tonight. We are actually bringing a cosplayer, but he is more known for his Star Trek cosplay than Star Wars. So don't tell anybody. Don't tell anybody.
Captain Justin Fietzek.
Right, but what's his Star Trek title or whatever?
Oh,
is it Northern? No, that was the Ghostbusters, right?
No, that was the Sacramento division. It was a USS Starkraken, NCC 75635.
Ooh, let's just talk to him ourselves and find out, because I'm just gonna screw it all up, because I am deep into Star Wars, so I will be learning more about the Star Trek world. So with no further ado, please give it up for Mr. Justin Fietzek. Hey, hello, my friend.
Hello.
Dude, I'm really digging. I was telling you earlier, but this is for the audience. I'm digging the screen. I like how it feels like I'm on the bridge of a ship.
Yep. And the USS Starkraken NCC 75635 is the name of my Star Trek fan club based in Sacramento.
Beautiful. Okay, so
I am the captain. I am basically. You got Kyber Cave. You started Kyber Cave, or you and some friends started Kyber Cave.
Right.
I started the Starkraken. A mutual friend of ours is my executive officer. So basically, I run this fan group in Sacramento. So I am the captain, president of the group, if you want to call it that. But the Starkraken is a part of a larger organization that has been around for 48 years, which is known as Starfleet International Fan Club.
Wow. Okay.
And we have a hierarchy. We have a board of directors. It's international. We have chapters in China. One of the ships in China is called the USS Panda. We have ships down in New Zealand.
Right.
Don't know if we have any ships in Australia. We've got a bunch of ships in England, overseas.
Right. Kevin says Star Kraken is Johnny Depp making pirate movies in space.
I wish I'd give him an honorary membership on the ship.
So that's so cool. So this is your club then, right? You
Yes.
started this, right?
Yes, I did.
And I apologize. How long ago did you say you started that?
I actually started it as a shakedown chapter last year, and we officially commissioned as a full ship of the line this past January.
Because I know you came out to our when we did the free comic book day in downtown Sassoon at Waterfront Comics. You came out. You had yes. I want to say there was 2 or 3 people, or maybe was there 4 people with you?
Nope, there was just 3. It was me, my executive officer, and my chief of security.
Okay, yeah, but there we go.
That's him. That's Aaron.
So do you guys go out to a lot of events and things like that and try to recruit more for your fleet, or how does that work?
Primarily for the chapter. I mean, like I said, we've got chapters all over the place. We are in what is known as Region 4 of the entire fleet, which covers California, Arizona, Nevada, and Hawaii.
Oh, wow. Oh, you got a few different uniforms.
Yeah.
Okay. So obviously you're coordinated there. So do you go, okay, we're going to this one is by the way, I have to tell everybody, go back one shot, Ezra. Because I happen to know that is you guys with the one and only, tell them who it is.
Adam Savage from Mythbusters.
Adam Savage is, I know you can't really tell with the whole Iron Man, but he is there. I promise you. I was there at that event. I saw him walking around. So even though, Justin just has to know and appreciate that that Adam Savage is actually there.
Yeah. That was one of the things that I absolutely positively wanted to have happen, was to run into him incognito. I love Mythbusters.
Yes.
And I follow him on Instagram, and then I see all these pictures of him dressing up in costumes at various conventions, and I was like, I bet that was him. And I got close and I heard his voice. I'm like, oh, I got to get a picture with Adam Savage.
That was such a surreal moment. I remember seeing him walking around and taking pictures with everyone. And of course, you don't necessarily know it's Adam Savage, but for the fact that there's just a crowd of people around taking pictures. So you're like, oh, that must be Adam Savage.
And that was my first time going to the San Jose convention.
And what did you think?
Loved it. My kids want to go back next year. They want to dress up.
Right.
I ran into you at the Ripper Blades. Great lightsabers, by the way. Shameless plug for them on
Ripper Blades.
The show. That is my personal blade. Picked that up. I couldn't resist. It was the cheapest way to get a custom lightsaber.
Right.
For their price. I'm not sure if we can say how much I paid for it on your show.
Right. Go ahead and advertise for Ripper Blades.
For their custom blades, it came with 5 pieces. What is not being visible in that picture is I have the black belt clip to where I can put it on my costume. I've always wanted to play a Jedi, make a Jedi costume, and I knew that was going to be the hardest part to get, was the lightsaber. $150. There's the beginning of my Jedi.
Exactly.
So I'm going to try and get it.
All the colors on it, multiple sound fonts, and that's got all the bells and whistles. I think it even does your laundry for you.
Yeah. And with it being that metallic green, I decided to go with an orange blade.
All right. See, you could have got a red one to fit your red, your costume there. Do a little crossover.
I'm more of a Jedi. I'm not a Sith.
I meant your Star Trek red outfit that you had on, that you were standing next to. Yeah, right. See, you could have got a red hilt to match that outfit.
Oh yeah. But I was leaning more towards the blue that they had on display, or the green, and that green just spoke to me. I had to have that green.
Right. So now, having your own ship and your own group, what is it that you guys do? I know, obviously, I saw you. I saw you with your group and stuff like that. But what do you guys? Do you guys go bowling together? Do you guys just go to cons together? Do you guys do charity events?
Well, with coming out of the pandemic, that was one of the biggest hurdles that I had to face with starting this group, was beginning shakedown operations in the height of the pandemic.
Right. Because you
I
started
began,
this after the pandemic got going then, right?
yeah, I officially started shakedown operations in April of 2020. And
Okay, and
fully,
really
go ahead.
quickly before we go, I mean, you keep saying shakedown. I'm guessing that's some kind of like beginning phases
Yes.
of starting a club.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
because you have to go through certain steps. I had to make sure to get fully commissioned, I had to have 10 paid members into Star International.
Okay.
And for a membership to Starfleet International, it's only $5 a year. You get some perks with it. You can get actually a discount to Enterprise Rent-A-Car.
Wow.
Yeah, you can. You can. You get, there's some hotel discounts that you can get. Everything is on sfi.org. Real simple to remember, because I know somebody was asking about Starfleet cosplay. There's various groups, other locations to get costumes and stuff like that. And it's basically steps that you have to take with an established chapter to basically be your mothership. You start as a shuttle, and then as you grow, you take on the identity of your group. I chose.
It's almost like Sims for Star Trek. Like you start off as a little tiny shuttle with just you and one other pilot with you, and then your group grows, and all of a sudden you're a Starfleet commander.
Yeah.
Wow, that's so cool.
And I mean,
yeah,
you
free
can
rental
pick
card.
any class. I don't even know what actually the discount is through Enterprise. All I know is there's a discount.
All right, for when your landing shuttle isn't working.
Right. One of the things you can do in Shakedown that you pick your name, you pick the class of ship you want, be it Galaxy class from Next Generation, Sovereign from the movies. My personal favorite is the Defiant class starship from the TV show Deep Space Nine, the Flying Wedge, the battle cruiser. Love that ship. So that's what I picked, and I had a range of numbers to pick the registry number. So I landed with 75635 because it flows right off the tongue.
Right. I like it. Now let me ask you a question, because I don't know. I know, I'm more vested in the Star Wars world, as you know, but we have convention. What is it? Every year, every 2 years, where it's the really big gathering, where celebration. I'm sorry. Star Wars Celebration is every year, and that's where you'll see the big actors when they have the big movie announcements and things like that. That's where they release those. Do Star Trek fans have something like that? Like a Super Bowl?
Absolutely. It's usually the third week of August, and it is in Las Vegas.
Oh,
every year, and it's a 4 to 5 day convention.
Have you ever been?
No, but I want to go. It's costly to go because of travel, purchasing the Gold Club membership ticket, because that's like $1,100 to $1,200, because that gives you access to all sorts of things, premier seating for I just blanked on the name of it.
Like the panel.
And
things like
yes,
that?
the panel. You get premier panels. You get some a number of autographs for free.
And is it like Star Wars Celebration, where there will always be a number of the bigger stars from, whether it's the different TV series or movies or whatever, where there'll be, really somebody there that you're going to want to see?
Yep, absolutely. And next year in Chicago, in April, is going to be Mission Chicago. One of the guests that's going to be, a couple of the guests that I know for a fact are going to be there is Kate Mulgrew, Captain Catherine Janeway from Star Trek Voyager and Star Trek Prodigy, that is starting October 28th on Paramount Plus, as well as Will Wheaton, who played Ensign Wesley Crusher and the host of the Ready Room for the Star Trek shows on Paramount Plus.
Wow.
They are going to Chicago.
So now, okay, and again, you'll have to excuse me for my ignorance, but there's new Star Trek content is starting to re-bubble up now, right? Is it
absolutely
like with these whole streaming services? It's kind of changed the game, huh?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Back in 2017, it all started with then CBS All Access with Star Trek Discovery, which in November 18th is getting ready to start its 4th season.
Wow.
So this winter, for the first time in almost 2 decades, there is going to be 2 consecutive Star Trek shows launching every single week with new episodes. And it's going to be Star Trek Prodigy and Star Trek Discovery.
That is absolutely amazing. Okay, so the show that you were talking about that's going to be on, that started, you said 4 years ago?
Mm-hmm.
4 years ago. And before that, did another show, was another show running and then died out and then that one started, or was there a gap of time?
There was a gap of time. The last Star Trek show we actually had was Star Trek Enterprise with Scott Bakula playing Captain Jonathan Archer, and his Enterprise was the NX-01 first Warp 5 ship that was around. Federation was not existent. The Prime Directive, which is General Order Number 1, was not in existence. It was the beginning of the Federation.
Wow.
That show was supposed to have a 5th season, and it got canceled after 4.
And then how long of a gap was it until this new latest show that's been running for 4 years?
I want to say close, more than 15 years. I think something like 15 to 18 years.
Wow.
I think,
okay.
I'll find out exactly. Hang on a second here.
Well, I guess what I was kind of getting at was what I was trying to understand is it seems like Star Trek fans and Star Wars fans are very similar in this idea of keeping this fan base going, especially in times where there is no new content coming out. You know what I mean? Like, it's been 5 or 6 or 10 or 15 years since the last, Star Wars movie came out, and, keeping the fandom alive isn't always easy. But,
Right.
We are, see, there you go.
Thank you. And Star Trek Enterprise ended in 2005,
Oh,
and
wow.
Star Trek Discovery started in 2017. So
Wow,
there was
so there really are some
gap.
gaps.
Yeah.
Wow.
Thank you, Ezra.
Oh, that was Ezra? Oh, thank you, Ezra.
I'm assuming that was Ezra because that was just on it.
It sure as hell wasn't me.
I grabbed my phone and went to IMDb. I mean,
all right, dude. My director. See, this is why I'm going to be lost next week without him.
I got some big shoes to fill for next week.
Yeah. So, I'm hoping that means that you're coming on to help us out.
Yeah.
So,
I'll do my best.
We'll talk about that later. But I want to learn more about you right now. So,
right.
as you're doing this, what made you decide in the middle of the pandemic? Obviously, it's a time when it's hard to get together with people or to have ways to come together. What made you decide that was the time for you to put your group together?
At that moment, I was on another chapter that was what we used to call correspondence, and that was just, they weren't a meeting chapter. They didn't get the core group of the members was not in one central location. They were spread all over the place, and I missed that camaraderie of a crew, a group of friends getting together, going to conventions, going to charity events, doing stuff in cosplay as a group. Right. I've got 3 children that, like I said, my kids want to dress up for next year for the San Jose Con. I want to give back to the children. I want to give back to the community as a leader of a fan club organization and cosplay. I want to show that cosplayers love giving. Mm-hmm. We dress up in costume. Yes, it's for us, but it's also for the benefit of the people that are timid in their nerdism, I want to say, right, because they don't feel comfortable dressing up. Right, cosplay takes a lot of money and a lot of time to build. I've got a list of other cosplays that I want to do. Right. Yes, I'm on here as a Star Trek fan. I also love Star Wars. I own every single Star Wars movie that is out there. I absolutely adored the last 3 Skywalker trilogy movies. Right. I watched them for their sheer entertainment value. Yes, I know a lot of diehard Star Wars fans nitpick the crud out of them. I don't care. Right. Yes, there were some shortfalls. Yes, I loved the great big Bronco chase in space scene from The Last Jedi. Right. But the way General Holdor went out, she went out like a warrior and took that ship out with, they showed what would happen if a solid object was in the path of a hyperspace. Right.
And
Ooh.
from a I used to produce television shows. So from a TV director point of view, I love the shot with no sound where you just see
Yeah.
the light and they just cut out all the audio. It just made it
Mhm.
so much more dramatic and heavy.
Yeah, when I went to see that in the movie theater, that scene happened. I'm like, okay, what happened to the audio for the theater? Do we need to get our refund? What happened? Did something break?
Right. But
No, it was
now,
just
of course, we've been talking this whole time about Star Trek, but you did mention wanting to do other cosplays and things like that. In fact, our new producer who has a new segment on after this, Kevin, he is the master of cosplay, particularly on a budget and having all different kinds of cosplay. I also know you also do Ghostbusters as well, correct?
Yeah.
What's the name of the group you're with the Ghostbusters?
It is the Northern California Ghostbusters Association Sacramento Division.
That's right. And I think there's even photos, or maybe I was looking at your page. I don't know if you had sent photos in to us, but there was photos with you at SAC Anime, I believe, right? Did you do Ghostbusters there, or were you just with?
I was just working. I was helping out a friend for the Sinister Creature Con table.
Right. But I think there was a picture with you with Ghostbusters, with Chris and.
I think that was at that wasn't Ghostbusters. That was I was Umbrella, an Umbrella tactical officer because of playing security for a zombie wrangler for the zombie club.
Okay. Maybe I'm thinking about a different picture. Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
So you just like to get out there and have a lot of fun with all the cosplays.
Yep. One of the other cosplays ideas I have is making the Shadow.
The Shadow?
The Shadow.
Like the old school, was it radio?
A radio in the 1994 movie with Alec Baldwin.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
That is
found a place where I can get the whole costume for $100.
That is great. So now, there's different, especially through this show, we've met a lot of cosplayers. There are some people that are like purist, where they make the costume themselves and everything has to be hand stitched or painted. Some people are happy going to the Goodwill and putting little pieces together and kind of matching what they can. Maybe they don't have sewing skills. Some people are happy to go to Party City and just buy pieces there. Where do you fall? Where are you more of a purist? Or do you...
Absolutely not.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely not. I used to belong to an organization known as the Society for Creative Anachronism.
Yeah.
And what we call that, those people are garb Nazis. Because they have to nitpick every little thing down to the last thread.
Right.
That ruins the fun for the person.
Right.
I'm there to have fun, enjoyment. Little kids go walking by, they go, that's what I'm there for.
Right.
Let the kids have fun, oogling and ogling us and go, can I get a picture?
Right. Hey,
that's what it's all about.
Coming back to, I don't necessarily want to just stay on Star Trek, but I did have this thought or this question. You were talking about the kids, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, it seems to me, and I'm not 100% sure because obviously, like I said, you are more of the Star Trek person. But it seems to me that when you think about Star Wars, a lot of people tend to think of, and some people will even say that those are just kids' movies, right? There is a lot when you look at the Ewoks and, at least in George's mind, Jar Jar, there's a lot of stuff there that's kind of geared towards the little kids, right? Like George Lucas definitely had, the whole family in mind.
Mm-hmm.
Is it necessarily the same with Star Trek? Like, I know if I go to a con and, a 5-year-old sees Darth Vader, they instantly recognize Darth Vader and they know who that character is because Star Trek is seen as more of a family thing. Whereas, Star Wars. Whereas I would tend to think Star Trek is more of an adult thing, right? Like it's more of a logical than little kids, right?
It can be, yeah. I mean, an example, the animated cartoon that was based off of back in the 70s, that was on Saturday morning cartoons. That was a little bit before my time. that was on prime timing for children to watch Saturday morning cartoons.
Right.
But it was too cerebral.
Right.
It was some of the stuff that they were showing the kids, the adults were getting, and the kids were going, huh?
Right.
But that's why Alex Kurtzman and Akiva Goldsmith, the two main frontrunners that are helping Star Trek with Paramount Plus now, they've geared Star Trek Prodigy towards children. It's being launched on Nickelodeon as well as Paramount Plus.
Right.
But the animation is of today's animation, and they're not, as far as I know, I have not done a lot of research on this, but I'm getting the fact, the inkling that they're not going to make it too mindful. They're going to make it go, oh, hey, yeah, okay, that works.
More
and the kids are
oriented, or
and the kids are going to get it.
Right. See, and I think I think there's definitely a place for everything. I mean, you have to have the full spectrum, but that's what I had always seen. You know, Star Wars had always seemed to me as more kind of a family thing, whereas Star Trek always seemed to be like, that's kind of like what I watch as the adult when the kids go to bed. You know what I mean? And so I'm liking this idea of, you know, kind of spanning out into this, you know, this kind of this other genre for Star Trek. Do you think there's going to be blowback from a lot of Star Trek fans?
Because there always will be. There always will be blowback because it's not what we grew up with. It's not the next generation with Picard and Riker. It's not Kirk and Spock and McCoy. But I do know for a fact that from season 2 of Discovery, we had Ensign Mount come in as Captain Christopher Pike. And because of the popularity that he rolled from that character, fan input, next year we are getting Star Trek Strange New Worlds, and it's going back to the episodic format of the original series with Captain Pike. Rebecca Romaine is playing number 1. We are getting to see the Enterprise before Captain Kirk.
Right.
I am excited about that.
Right.
I cannot wait, just like I cannot wait for season 3 of The Orville, Seth MacFarlane's show.
Yes.
March 10th, 2022.
Woohoo!
Orville New Horizons is dropping. Can't wait. Hulu. There you go, folks. I'm just
well, you know, I think that's fantastic, and you know, because I didn't know about these new shows and these new directions they're trying to take it. Because a lot of times I think people would say, like, you know, like, well, I look at, say, the Clone Wars. I don't know if you watched the Clone Wars cartoons, but that that
Rebels, Resistance, loved them.
All right. So, but the thing about Clone Wars is I feel like it hit that sweet spot that is very, very rare, where adults can watch it, but also kids were into it as well. And it wasn't so high-minded that the kids couldn't enjoy it, but it wasn't so dumbed down that the adults I mean, I feel like adults love Clone Wars more than kids do.
Yeah, the only one I have not seen is the movie that basically started the Clone Wars.
Right, which is fantastic too, by the way. They get Shaggy is in that from Scooby-Doo.
Oh, nice.
He plays a Jedi named Shaggy. I'm not even joking about that. Go watch it.
I will. But,
so,
yeah, I actually got asked which Jedi I'm going to be dressing up.
And
I'm like, making my own Jedi. I'm not going off any of the ones from the movies or the show.
Right.
That's what cosplay is to me. Is like you make it your own. You don't copy what you've seen.
Right. Zach is saying CW to hit all the good notes. Rebels was even better. Yeah. I think we're in this. You know, I think it's very interesting. We happen to live in this time place in this period where, like, I mean, even just I'd say 10 years ago was not cool to be a nerd, right? But now, you know, it's the cool thing. You don't have to hide your your loves anymore, your passions. It's not necessarily so underground, and it's really cool to me to see, you know, grown adults walking through downtown Sacramento or, you know, downtown San Jose wearing all these elaborate costumes and feeling good about themselves, not feeling like they need to hide out because somebody, you know, will laugh at them if they're a Spider-Man fan, or, you know, if they want to dress up like Thor or something.
They are letting their geek flag fly.
Woohoo! And I think we're just in this very interesting time period where they can do that, and because of that, we're seeing more of this interesting content, like the shows that you're talking about. Chris, what is going on, Chris? Yeah, Robin is a Jedi. Yeah, exactly.
I'm wondering if he's meaning Robin from the DC universe, because I see some possibilities there that look. I want to see pictures of this because I think that's going to look fantastic.
Chris is one of our regulars. He is a huge Robin fan from Batman and Robin.
Okay.
And he and I were talking about it. I was like, dude, you should do a Robin Jedi crossover. I was like, dude. And then Nightwing has the sticks anyways, right? Like the fight sticks or whatever. So yeah. I just think that works out well.
Oh yeah. I want to see pictures of this. See,
there you go, Chris.
Bring me more, man. Bring me more.
You got incentive. Justin wants pictures now. So now that you have this group and you're out of pandemic, you guys are able to meet together. What is that you're gonna do you have anything planned for this week? I mean, not this week, sorry, this year, for your fleet or whatever. Do you just go to just a few cons, or do you have charity events, or
well, because we are so new, we are not known in the community, so we want to try and get our name out there. We need resources to be able to have a proper table set up for when we have our own fan tables at conventions. And that's just coming with resources. So we actually have our monthly ship meeting this Saturday. And I know my executive officer has some ideas that he wants to talk about. And I'm going to pose the question to the group is like, hey, we need to actually start getting this ball rolling. We need to have some fundraising ideas, because the XO and myself, we cannot fork out all this money out of pocket
right
to fund this group. That's why, sadly, some clubs do this in the Starfleet, some don't. I charge an annual due. And me being a captain, I am not exempt from that. I am going to be paying that monthly due for me and my wife
right
on my ship.
Right.
So, I mean, like, if I'm not willing to do it myself, I'm not going to ask my friends and my crew to do it.
Right. That makes sense.
Okay?
You know, we deal with that a lot with the cosplayers. I actually had this idea, and I'm wondering why. I was like, dude, how come people aren't doing? And I'm sure somebody's doing it, but I was like, how come people aren't doing nonprofits? But like I'd like to figure out how to pay cosplayers to go to stuff. So like, pay for maintenance of their costumes, pay for their hotel, pay for their gas, but do it through a nonprofit format. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I'm in the process of getting my 501c3 tax exemption through the IRS, but that's going to cost me $300 that I got to pay out of pocket to the IRS to finish getting that nonprofit status.
Right.
And for some reason, I guess
we should talk about that. We should talk about that, because I have some ideas about cosplay and nonprofit groups where I was like, why aren't cosplayers at least getting their hotels and their food paid for? You know what I mean? Like, anyways, we'll talk off air. So you were starting to try to get to go to a couple cons to get your group more well known. Is that what you were saying?
Yeah, I was experiencing technical difficulties. I wasn't hearing some of what you were saying, but I'm on board I'm on the same train now.
So do you have any plans or anything concrete? Like, do you know of any places that you're going to be for sure, like Stockton Con or something like that, so that, you know, maybe people, if they wanted to come out and meet you in person or find out about your group, that's all business expenses you can write off. Sounds like we need to talk to Zach.
Right. I don't have anything concrete right now. I know I was wanting to try and do get Starfleet helping out the Firefighter Brood Institute. Right. I have the website and the link to sign up to volunteer for that, but I'm going to push that back a year. And if people don't understand or know what that is the Firefighter Burn Institute will have individuals and groups of people that go out and basically at a major intersection hold a firefighter boot and go around and get donations.
Oh, yeah.
To help support the burn victims.
Oh, that's so cool. Hey, not to cut you off really quick, but I want to say, because I feel like Kang is, I feel him through the force. Kang, we can see your comments coming on the side. I don't know why you cannot see other people's comments, and I can see you. It down here, it says, "Can anybody see me?" I feel like he feels like he's left in a little corner somewhere. So I wanted to let Kang know we can see you and we can see your words. I'm sorry if you cannot see us. Oh, see, Kevin's giving us the report right now. He's telling us when all the next cons are going to be.
Yeah.
You're not a ghost, Kang. You're never alone. So yeah, so
be mindful of the force, young Padawan.
So Kevin is letting us know about a whole bunch of different cons and things that are coming up. SAC Anime is in January. SAC Anime is twice a year, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then Elk Grove Ohana-con. Ohana-con is all over the place. They're in a different town every weekend. I don't know how they do it.
Yeah. And with talking with my friend who's more in the cosplay community than I am, I'm just a fledgling Padawan learner here, youngling, to use the correct vernacular. He's well known in the community, and he's not knocking Ohana-con or anything like that. Absolutely not. He's saying it's too saturated with the market. It's better to go for the bigger conventions that don't happen all the time.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Interesting. Yeah, I think it's a nice balance. First off, I love Ohana-con. I love the family that puts it on. But I like the balance there of it being a cheaper $10 con for adults. Kids are free. And the reason I know with them, the reason they said that they started was because the grandfather, I think he had like 12 grandkids, and they wanted to go to the cons, but he couldn't afford to take them to to take 12 grandkids to some of the bigger cons. So they started producing their own smaller con to give, families that maybe don't have all the money to go. I mean, you were talking about how expensive it was to go to the Star Trek one. Mm-hmm. So yeah, for people that may or may not know, cons can be very expensive. So hey,
if you want to look at it that way, Kevin, yeah.
So hey, we're gonna get wrapped up here in a second. Wow, time went a lot faster than I thought it did. That was amazing.
Yeah, same.
I want to make sure we get your information out there. I know we have it on the slide at the beginning of the show. So if anybody misses it now, they can go to the beginning of the show and your information's here. I think Ezra can even throw it back up really quick for us. But I like for my guests to tell people where they can find information about you. And see, we didn't even talk about SinisterCon. That was like originally the reason I started talking to you was Sinister. I was like, hey, weren't you doing Sinister? The Sinister booth?
And I'm the very, very, very new to Sinister Creature Con.
Well, see, maybe it's good we didn't talk about Sinister then. I spent this whole time. That was originally what I wanted to talk to you about, and then totally forgot about it.
That's all right. That's all right.
So where can people find you? Where can they find it if they would like to find out more information about maybe they're in the Sacramento area and they would like to find out about your ship or how to be a part? How are they going to find you?
I have a public Facebook page. Just type in USS Starkraken, and that's it. I'm gotta beat some heads in for getting my website launched. It's been over a year since I've had somebody working on it, so I gotta go thump ahead.
Yes, I know how that goes. Believe me.
And that is my logo for the ship.
Oh, that's fantastic, dude. Darth Cephalus would love that. Our producer for the flow is all about octopi.
Yeah.
And krakens.
Yeah, I was going to say that is supposed to be a kraken.
Right.
And if you look closely in the head, there is a star.
Right. That is so cool. I love that. Okay, so they can find you here. Is that where the photos or videos and things like that? Is that where they're going to find it?
Yeah.
No TikToks or anything like that?
Nope. Nope. I'm getting too old for newfangled social media stuff.
All these kids with their internet.
That's right. That's right.
So, is there anything you want to leave people with before we take off tonight?
Embrace your geek flag. Let it fly. Don't knock at anybody else's cosplay because you make yourself look like a fool.
Very good. Very good. Cosplay is for everybody. Let your geek flag fly. All right. So I want to thank Mr. Captain Justin Fietzek for being on with us tonight. It's so fantastic to see you again. Usually I see you out and about, out in the public. So, yes, Chris, we'll get working on your cosplay. We'll get you figured out, my friend. All right, Zach says, let that nerd flag fly. All right, Justin, thank you so much for being on with us tonight. I totally appreciate you standing in and helping me out last minute. You are the best.
Thank you.
All right.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Beat me up.
Hello.
See, I can do it too.
You're doing it wrong. You're doing it wrong. You put your thumb out. There you go. There you go. No,
I feel the claw.
Oh.
So what's up? You gonna go join the Starfleet?
No. I don't know diddly squat about Star Trek, so
it's really funny. Like, I realize, of course, there's a ton of crossover. There's a lot of people that like Star Wars or Star Trek, but there are a lot of people that are just very divided. Like, they just like Star Wars or Star Trek. And I'll be honest, I have watched Star Trek. I never watched the TV series or anything like that. I've watched the movies, and they're really good. I just don't know. I don't know why Star Wars affects me emotionally differently.
I'm not sure either. I mean, I think I watched Star Trek No, what did I watch? I watched one of the Star Treks. I don't remember which one. And it didn't affect me like as much as Star Wars did. I was just like, Star Wars is better.
Yeah.
For me, personally. I'm pretty sure I'm going to go watch, like, I was younger, so it was probably the whole, like, I didn't understand it thing happened. Right. I'm probably going to go watch it tonight.
All right. Yeah, Kevin says you can make yourself an easy start. Kevin is, of course, the master of cosplay on a budget. And I know Chuck often does a Star Trek. He has a blue shirt that he often goes to cons.
Yeah, I don't have a photo of that, so I'm not pulling that up.
It's all good. It's all good. Hey, speaking of Kevin, Space Fantasy Star Trek, hope for the future. Right. I think we were going to be more of a dystopian future. That's why Star Trek does not necessarily appeal to me. I don't see us coming together and cooperating like that. At any rate, all right, we got a brand new segment on this show. Before I bring everybody down and get everybody depressed, I am very excited about this new segment. I'm excited about a lot of things. Your editing at the top of the show is fantastic. Our guest has been fantastic. We had a new commercial this week, a video commercial as opposed to an ad. Although our guest was wrong, that's all right. We'll have it, straight.
We'll have it correct next week.
Yeah.
And we'll have that one out earlier in the week.
Right. So I am excited. How about, would you like to announce this new segment and tell people what it is, what it's about?
So, actually, the person who commented is our host for this. Kevin Hogan. He is our brand new producer for the show. He is producing our Comi-con Adventures segment. That's all I really got for it.
All right, well, this is Kevin Hogan. He's been on our show several different times. You most likely will hear us referring to him most of the time as Sith Cat, although he does a ton of different costumes. He is very much loved by us. He goes to almost every con in Northern California. I mean, literally, this man is at a different con or two every weekend. It is absolutely amazing. So we thought it would be fun to bring him on every week and let us know about the cons that are coming up and ones that he went to. So with no further ado, roll, what is it, California Adventures with Kevin?
No. Comi-con Adventures with Kevin Hogan.
I will get that right, I promise.
Let's roll it.
Thanks, Kyber Cave. Hi there, everyone. My name is Kevin Hogan from Benicia, California. Time to tell you to dust off those cosplays and put the batteries in all your props because cosplay season is back and there's no shortage of them here in Northern California. Just last weekend, we went to California Republic Comi-con over in Merced County Fairgrounds. Now, some of you may remember Republic Comi-con hosts events in California and Nevada. Their Reno CampbellCon, unfortunately, was canceled due to COVID complications. However, the event in Merced went off without a hitch. There were celebrities from the Wild Wild West, actor Spy Ling, Fast and Furious, the Andrew Nelson, the Darth Vader actor from the Star Wars Special Edition series was there. Even the Fresno Deadpools and Lady Deadpool were there hosting a cosplay competition. It was fun, and free parking is always a plus. And also last Sunday was the Fairfield, California, in Solano County's Ohana Comi-con. Now, Ohana Comi-con you may know as the smaller Comic-Con that's family-run, organized business that goes from town to town in the smaller cities throughout the state, usually hosting just one-day events there. They still have vendor halls that are packed full of good things to find, and cosplay competitions where they host their Macarena dances there. It's always fun to see them do the electric slide there. And those of you who are still looking for things to do, this coming next weekend is the Renaissance Festival here in Northern California. So look forward to seeing you guys all there in your best shining armor and blizzard costumes. You guys have a good day, and back to you there, Kyber Cave.
That was fantastic.
That was amazing.
So as we go forward, we're gonna adjust that segment a little bit. We'll figure out ways to get the photos up. We were putting this together this week, and literally, Kevin sent like 6 or 7 different videos.
So many.
He has worked so hard on this segment.
He worked amazingly hard on this segment.
So we're going to get that nailed for him. Go ahead.
To be honest, I wasn't even going to have his segment on this week. I wanted to perfect it a little bit more. And then he sent that one. I was just like, you know what? Let's do it. Let's roll it.
Yeah, I thought it was great. I love seeing Kevin. And of course, like I said, he goes to all the cons. So as we go forward, probably because he's going to be on weekly, he'll probably just talk about whatever one he went to and then let you know about a couple of them coming up. And then, like I said, we're going to figure out ways to get the photos up there. Because the other beautiful thing about Kevin is this man always takes a ton of photographs everywhere he goes of all the other people's cosplay and him hanging out with different people. So we will, I remember when I first started video production, I started off in public access. And I remember my mentor, after I produced my very first show, he could tell I was frustrated. And then I remember him saying to me, he's like, are you done? And I was like, no. And he's like, are you giving up? And I said, no. And he's like, so you're going to make another show, right? And I was like, yeah. And he was like, well, then just make it 10% better. He was like, if you just make each show 10% better each time in 10 shows, it's going to be 100% better. I was like, you know what? That is a good way to look at it. So the point of that matter is that was a beautiful, fantastic segment. We love Kevin, but we are going to figure out how on our end to make that look better for you, for the audience, so you can enjoy it as much as we enjoy having Kevin here on the show. So, yep, that's about it. We don't have a talk this week, huh?
No, unfortunately not. I didn't have time just to get everything on for it.
Dude, this is probably the first show. What is this? This is show 66. Oh, yeah. 66. Order 66. This is show 66, and this is probably the first show, or I can tell you, the next 3 guests in a row.
First time since we've started the show.
Right. That's what I said, right? No,
you said first time. You just said first time. At least that I heard. I might have heard wrong.
No, at any rate, yes. So next week, I just have to remember how to pronounce his name. I know who it is. Daniel Masushi. Masushi?
I say Masashi.
Masashi, you're probably right. Next week, we have Daniel Masashi coming on. The week after that, we have Alan Block. And the week after that, we have Sean from SP Sabers in Australia. So make sure to tune in. We have incredible shows every week. and it just keeps getting better and better.
Can't wait.
All right. Is there anything else? Are we
Ah,
actually going to be finishing exactly on time?
well, 2 minutes late, but yes.
It says a minute, an hour up here in 40 seconds. So if we close it in the next 18 seconds, that'll have been an hour exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, Kyber Cave family. My name is Xcala. Yes, I got it right. This is
Oh, there you go.
Ezra. Ezra Kyle over here. We want to thank James Kaiser, our producer for flow of the show, for bringing us Matt Torres. And we want to thank Kevin Hogan, our producer, for Comic-Con Adventures.
There you go.
And of course, Justin Fietzek for filling in for us tonight and letting us know how we can be a part of the Starfleet there in Sacramento. So until next week, I'm still going to be Xcala. I always hate when they end up shows like that. Until next time, I'm Xcala. Who are you going to be next time? Until next time. All right, my friend Ezra. I'm done. I'm sure these people are done with me too. So I am out of here. Make sure to check out Distance Nerding podcast. So
actually, we do have one thing before we head out.
Oh,
help out our friends at Rebel Cause Lancaster.
Rebel Cause Lancaster. Woo-hoo.
Actually, we have two things. Two things.
Okay.
So first, help out our friends at Rebel Cause Lancaster, please. They are a nonprofit organization. They help out anyone. If I remember correctly.
They helped out over 400 people last year.
Yeah. They help people who don't have a place to go, get a place to go. They help them have warm food, a bed at night, clothes, the whole 9 yards. And they help them get back on their feet, which is utterly amazing.
We encourage that. What was the second thing?
The second thing is check out our website.
Oh, you're the best. Thank you. I totally forgot about that. Yeah, we need money.
I need a paycheck.
Our storefront has not been open for 2 months, 3 months now?
Almost 3 months.
Almost 3 months. So we are getting closer and closer to having sabers that we can produce. But right now we're kind of in this weird dead time where we don't have the storefront. We don't have a lot of income coming in. So if you want to help out the show, if you want to help Ezra get a paycheck, I don't actually get paid around here. I'd like to someday. If you want to help out, go to kybercave.com. We have a bunch of merchandise. We have lightsaber chopsticks. Tony Negron just got some lightsaber chopsticks from us.
We do also have pre-orders for our sabers.
We do have pre-orders, and I was just telling Ezra tonight that I'm looking into some coins. I'm thinking about getting coins made for the first 100 people to buy sabers. That will have a special coin. So Saber Factory in the works. Yes, Saber Factory in the works. Slowly but surely, we're getting there. Much slower than I would like. Believe me. All right, I'm gonna go before I depress myself. Thank you for everything. Y'all stay safe out there, and we will see you next week. Same time, same bat channel. Peace.
Bye, everyone.